All right, folks, this is a follow-up video to yesterday's part 1 of this series where I'm trying to catch this gray mare, this little gray Arabian mare. And today I went ahead and decided to attempt to use a feed bucket and then just a little slip lead to get it around her neck first. Now, what I was trying to do was make the slip lead really, really large so that she would stick her head through it in order to get her head into the feed bucket, but she was pretty suspicious of that. So I had to kind of keep trying a little bit, and she still wouldn't let me do it. She wouldn't fall for it. So what I did is I let her eat a little bit of the feed, and then I basically kind of pulled it away from her, and I stepped backwards so that she would actually have to follow. Because every time I went ahead and I reached for her with the slip lead, it just was not happening. But I did finally coax her with pulling the bucket. See there, she just keeps pulling away and pulling away. So now is when the actual audio picks up on this video, so I'm going to switch to that right now. I'm going to try to put a real halter on her while I've got her in this kind of calm state. Y'all saw that. So what I did is I put a big slip line over her neck first before I attempted to go to her nose. So now she's caught. She's good and caught, okay? And I'm not going to do anything crazy here. I'm just going to reward her for allowing me and trusting me to catch her, okay? Some horses have a mindset of they're going to run from you like crazy and act a little ridiculous before you catch them, but once you actually catch them and they're on that halter, then it becomes a job and they go to work. This is not a mean mare, okay? She's just so incredibly insecure. And you know, I don't really like to say that any animals are mean per se, and I know people are going to argue with me about that, but you know, what we put in is what we get out, folks, and you know, these are fight or flight animals, and if they're feeling threatened or they're feeling nervous or whatever, they can certainly react with what we perceive as aggression. But this mare doesn't want to be aggressive. She wants to get along. As a matter of fact, it would be a huge weight off her shoulders to be able to get along. I believe she craves human attention. Hi, Cutter. I believe she craves human attention, but she just doesn't know how to relax enough into it. So this is really, really, really good for her today. She's standing here peacefully. She's not freaking out. She's not acting like an idiot. I'm going to put my rope back over there. But I thank her for that. I thank her for behaving like a lady, a nice, gentle lady. I can even see in her eye right now how much more relaxed she is. And I'm just trying to feed her really calm, peaceful, good energy right now. See the head coming down? This horse wants so badly to relax into this. She wants a companion. She wants somebody that she can trust. Giving her a little bit of a neck massage right now. You know, it's a feeling of safety for her just to be able to kind of sigh and be like, oh God, I'm not, you know, nobody's going to hurt me, nobody's going to bother me. Now that's rude, okay? I don't want her to do that. I didn't ask her, so I'm just going to bump and ask her to walk. Not while we're on the clock, young lady. So, nope. Nope. Oh, actually, that was not her fault. That was Trixie. Trixie, get. Okay, that was totally my bad, y'all. I didn't see that Trixie was pushing her from behind. I should have been paying attention to that. Totally my error. And that's why she was trying to move forward, because Trixie was pushing. And in her mind, she's like, hey, I got to get out of the way. She was not doing that to me, so that was totally my fault. I am very sorry for that. I was paying attention to her. I was not looking behind her. My bad. So I accept full responsibility for that. I want to see kind of how much this mare knows. What I want to do right now is I want to get her to disengage those hindquarters. So I want her hindquarters to move that way when I walk toward them, okay? Because I always want hindquarters out of my way. I don't want them in my way. Very good. Very good. Very good. And your reward, just something as simple as that. Now we're going to try this side. Oh, wow. Okay. Someone taught her how to move her hindquarters. Not quite what I wanted, but that's okay. See how she does with going backwards. Very nice. There was a big sigh right there. She's going to get lots of praise from me for this. Just simple little things. You notice she's a little wary of my body. When I move in on her, she gets nervous, and that tells me that she hasn't had a whole lot of people get close to her, okay? She doesn't trust. She wants to, but she doesn't. Anyway, she did a great job with this. I'm not going to push her a whole lot right now. We've got her haltered. This has been a good experience for her, I think. She's got a calm eye. She's relaxed. She's not freaking out on halter. You know, she allowed me just to do a couple of very simple little, you know, ground manner exercises with her. So I'm going to stop this now with her, and you know, I think I'm going to put her up in the barn, and then we're going to start really kind of doing some groundwork with her and getting her used to people a little bit more, because it's going to be good for her brain, and it's certainly going to be good for the rest of the herd, so she's not so spastic and crazy. But yeah, she's done really well with this today. So that's a gold star in the books